to the Pantless Podcast. And now your hosts, Austin and Travis. Take it away, guys. Welcome back to the Pantless
Whoa,
Podcast.
hey,
I'm
what's
Travis.
up?
That
Austin.
right there is
You know
Austin.
me.
Right
You know
there.
me. You know me.
Over in
Hey, Brizzle.
yeah,
Coming for
yeah. What's
you.
going on, man?
Not wearing pants. How are
I'm gonna
you?
kick you in full screen here. Same.
Nice.
This
Nice.
shirt actually ends right here. Actually,
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's too hot to wear clothes.
it is way too dang hot
Yeah.
outside.
I'm only wearing a
My God.
shirt so we don't get canceled.
Like I said, my shirt actually is like if I lowered the camera, you'd just see nips.
Nice. Nice. That's all I want to.
Yeah,
Yeah. Moving on.
makes
Moving on.
sense.
Welcome to
How you
episode
been
9,
doing, man?
guys. We appreciate you getting through this far.
You know, funny thing, we talked about the episode 2 seconds before I did that intro, and I had already forgotten what episode it was. You're like 8. I'm like, wow, 8? What? No,
No.
9.
9. We're
Hey,
on
I don't
9.
even know.
Yeah.
I
I just said it and you forgot again.
welcome. I just came from the past. We're now on 9.
We're now on 9, which means next week is our live episode
Live
where we
episode.
interact with all of you wonderful people talking about nonsense. So jump in there,
See if that's
subscribe to this channel, click the little bell so you can get notifications. So once we start recording live, it'll pop up on your device. You're
yeah.
like, oh yeah, they're live. Let's jump in and talk to them.
Punch that notification bell.
Yeah, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, but if you're watching this in the future, you missed it. You'll just have to watch the live episode in a recorded fashion.
In the past, you'll have. Oh man,
If
this is
you're in the future and we're already on like season 20 by the time you're watching this,
oh like this is in the
you'll have
vaults.
missed
Right.
what?
Right. Yeah, they're pulling this
Yeah,
out of
this
like a time capsule.
yeah.
Excellent.
So, how you
And
been
if you're
doing there?
listening to us on
Really good, bro.
podcast, sorry, if you're listening to us on
Nobody cares
podcast,
about them.
you can't do any of that business. So
Hey,
how about next Friday, you just
hop
or
on over
this
to YouTube.
it'll be this coming Friday for you because this will drop Monday, and then in like 4 days of the live episode. Gosh, this is
Lucky.
confusing. I hope
Lucky.
you guys are following time travel.
Hey,
Yeah, you're closer.
I'll-
You're closer to the live episode than we are. Unless you're listening to this way in the future, then you're way further.
way away from it. Let's stop that confusing talk and talk about how you've been doing today.
This week, all of the above. It's been a busy week. So the week went by super fast.
My week went super slow.
Really,
I could have used some of that speed. Work was just too much work.
when it's too much work, that's when it's super fast.
But it was a slow kind of too much work.
Ugh, that's gross. That sounds terrible.
It makes no sense
That
until it
sounds
happens to you.
terrible. That is just like who wants
It
that?
was.
Who wants
Not me.
so much work that it seems slow?
It wasn't extra work. It was just the same amount of work that was too much work.
right.
Unless you're in that situation, you don't understand it.
I guess not.
Like Tuesday felt like it should have. I'm like, is it Friday yet? I've been here for like 40 hours already at work, and look at it, like, nope, it's Tuesday.
Speaking of Tuesday,
10:00.
you know what's going to happen Tuesday? Nintendo's E3 presentation is happening Tuesday.
Oh, right, yeah.
So that's
Bethesda's was
exciting.
Xbox and Bethesda did theirs today.
I haven't seen any news about this.
I
didn't even know it was starting today. I figured it would start tomorrow, but it started today.
Microsoft doesn't do E3 stuff. They don't actually join in on E3.
Oh,
They do their own stuff pre E3.
That's
Sony's not
arrogant,
a part of
it.
it. It's just that's how they've always done it. When E3 was live in LA at whatever building they did E3 in,
Mhm.
Microsoft, they rented out the pavilion that was across the street.
Okay.
And like the night before the opening ceremonies of E3, they would do their own thing across the street as a pre E3 show. And then that next night, E3 would kick off, and then everybody would freak out about E3. They've been doing that for years. I want to say Summer Games Fest was yesterday, and they announced a bunch of games, but nothing I cared about, so I didn't really pay attention to it. I don't think there's really going to be much at E3 this year that's going to be like, oh my gosh, that's awesome.
I'm hoping there is, but I'm not a big, I'm a Nintendo guy. Xbox and PlayStation are cool and all, but I live and breathe what happens with Nintendo. So if it's
See,
fantastic, then I'm like, this was a great E3. And if Nintendo flops, I'm like, that was a lame E3. Other people's announcements, like, you'd be like, oh, Spider Man's coming out, or oh, the new Halo game. Love Spider Man, love Halo, but it just doesn't get
yeah,
going. Just doesn't.
I, I guess ever since I joined Master Race and built my PC,
Sir, that you can't say that. My gosh, we don't. We're canceled. Well, guys,
I
I'll be starting my own podcast solo.
I just no, but seriously, ever since I built my computer, and now that they have the new consoles out that you can't buy,
Right? Yeah.
so
Yeah.
the new games run better on a console you can't find.
Right.
Yes, it will run. It'll run on my Xbox over here, but not as good as what it's
Supposed
made
to.
for.
Yeah.
And I got some stuff about some of this next gen stuff that I might talk about in a minute because I've had some thoughts about it. But I built a PC and I just been playing random Steam games lately, which some of them you guys have seen pop up on the channel, and some that haven't popped up on the channel yet because I'm lazy and haven't edited those videos yet.
It's a lot of work. If
But
anybody wants to edit videos, feel free to contact us at thepantlesspodcast@gmail.com.
yeah,
Or
email us.
send us a DM through Twitter and let us know. Say, hey, I want some practice editing videos. Can I do it for you? And we would say,
Yeah,
yes.
we have no money.
Yes, that's true. You're doing this just for experience. And I will write you a letter of recommendation for your future job.
Heck yeah. Hey, and when we start selling merch, you'll get the first shirt on us.
Gosh, why are you offering free stuff already?
Hey, you want it? I will give them as many shirts as we can afford as long as I don't have to edit another video.
Okay. The key word is as much as we can afford. So
It'll be one
in
shirt.
fact,
And it might only be the
in
right
fact,
half.
you're probably just going to have to send us whatever shirt you're wearing right now because we can't afford to send you one. It'll be like an IOU. We'll hold on to it for interest, and then we'll send it back 5% larger.
No, it's we give them a free shirt, but they only get the right half until they deem themselves actually a good editor, and then we can give them the other half of the shirt.
Oh, it'll be like one of those ones where they can put it over and like they can look like this, and it'll show from the front. But if you turn around, it's like completely backless.
Oh no, it'll be right half, left half.
Oh,
because it'll be completely unwearable until they actually get the other half.
Jeez.
But they'll have half the shirt.
I don't think we can.
And they'll have to sew it back together themselves because I don't know how to sew.
Yeah, I don't either.
But back to these consoles. I'm gonna rant here for a minute if you don't mind.
Go for it.
What's up with this ability to upgrade to the next console for free kind of thing? Have you heard about this?
No.
Where like if I buy a game on Xbox One and then I eventually buy a One S or no, an Xbox, the new Xbox, whatever the hell it's called. I just forgot the name. The Series X.
Uh-huh.
If that's a Series X game, I can download it on Series X with a free upgrade, and I own that game on Series X now, and I didn't have to pay anything extra. Back in the old Xbox 360 days, I don't remember, because I had a 360 and an Xbox One. I don't remember, hey, I'm going to buy the 360 version and just upgrade it digitally to the better version. Never was a thing in the old, like, they had a few cross-gen, best example would be Breath of the Wild. That game
did not come out on Xbox.
No, it came out on the Wii. It came out on the Wii U and the Switch.
Right.
It was a cross-generation game, but if you had it on the Wii U, you had to buy it for $60 on the Switch.
Right.
There was no free upgrade path.
Right.
I don't understand why people are like, you have to give me a free upgrade because I bought your new console. No, buy the game again or play the old version.
Right.
I don't understand the whole the stigma of, I mean, you have to give me the upgrade. No, we don't have to give you it. Because like some companies are giving free upgrades and some companies aren't.
Right.
The ones that aren't are getting like a bad rap because you have to give us that for free. I'm like, no, they don't.
It's true. They can do whatever they want. And if you don't like it, you go somewhere else.
If you don't like us, go away.
Hit the road, Jack.
If you don't like them, if you don't like them, I'm sorry. If you don't like them. I didn't mean to say us.
Yeah. Not us. I mean, You can though.
Yeah, if you don't like this, what side are you on?
Yeah, that one.
You're on the side.
No, the other one. Yep, that's me.
That guy. Yeah, if you don't like that guy, go ahead and stick around. I'll probably leave eventually. But yeah, eventually I'll buy a Series X. But
Will you?
eventually,
Why?
I will.
What is going to come out that makes you want a Series X?
Nothing. But if this thing ever kicks the bucket,
Yeah.
look at my dirty desk. Dirty desk.
Deeds done right. Dirty desk gets the deeds done right.
Oh, my rat fell down. Sorry. If that thing ever kicks the bucket and quits, I'll go look for a Series X. But currently, it's working. I was playing Minecraft on it last night.
Nice.
Speaking of, have you
I haven't played.
How do you like the new update?
I've played a little bit, and it's so far so good. But I really haven't got a bunch of. I found copper, and I got a lot.
I delved in,
and that was it.
I jumped into it, but I didn't. I hadn't played since before the new Nether update. So I'm 2 updates behind. I'm 2 big updates behind. So there's stuff from the Nether update that's new that I had no idea what the hell was. But I was trying to go in blind and just figure stuff out, and I kept finding stuff. Like there's a new item in caves that's this glow stuff it's almost like moss. I think it's glow moss or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that. I haven't got it. I broke the block and it disappeared.
Yeah, every time I hit it with like 4 different tools of different makes, and it just kept disappearing until I finally hit the interwebs, and you have to use shears on it.
Okay.
If you use bone meal on it, it spreads.
Ooh, nice.
It's a light source.
Cool.
And if you use bone meal, it spreads, and if you use shears, you mine it. Nice. And you can place it on other bricks. I think it was called dripstone or something like that. I'm calling it something different. I don't remember exactly what it was called. I don't have the but it's like a stalagmite. There's like stalagmite and stalactites.
Yeah.
And I found
in that game they have them?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's a new item in the game. And I was reading if you put a cauldron under one, it will drip water and fill a cauldron.
Oh, that's cool.
So I have a cauldron underneath it, and it sits there and drips water. I don't know how long it takes. I did that. That's like one of the last things I did before I shut it off. What else? Copper, but it's kind of useless. I think there's going to be a Cavern and Cliffs Part 2 update that's coming here later.
Yeah.
That's going to allow goats to spawn everywhere, not just extreme hills. And I think I didn't read what all it's going to add, but I assume they're going to add more usability with copper, because right now you can make lightning rod and a looking glass.
Yeah.
Only thing copper is used for. Oh, and if you make a copper block, if you smelt it, then make a block.
Yeah.
And build with it, it'll tarnish and look like an old tarnished like structure. Nice. It'll like age, and you can use honeycomb to shine it back up.
Ooh. Okay. Fancy.
I haven't found bees yet, but that's Minecraft for you. If you guys want to see us play Minecraft, let us know.
Yeah. And
we'll throw down on there. You doing all right over there, Austin? I'm not hearing you.
I'm just listening to your story, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
not speaking.
Cutting out there. Your mouth was moving, and I didn't hear anything. You were probably just cursing me under your breath again. For the audio people only, Austin's being... I can't say that word.
I'm making weird mouth movements.
No, but like I said, if you guys want to see us playing Minecraft, let us know. We have talked about some multiplayer, maybe?
Yeah, possibly. I'm down.
But I still need to buy the device to allow me to record off my Xbox. So, because I don't have Minecraft on my PC, because I'm poor.
Yeah, yeah.
So, movie?
Retro movie review.
We watched one this week.
A good one.
Do you remember what it is?
Tweet us.
I know Austin does.
Tweet us if you do.
Yeah, they won't see it. Okay. Interview with the Vampire, which it says here, The Vampire Chronicles. There was one movie.
Well,
I don't know.
There was another one, a little movie called Queen of the Damned. I don't know if you remember that.
Was
movie.
Was it a sequel?
It was a sequel. Yeah. It was
to this one?
It was part of the Vampire Chronicles.
Was it?
I don't know if there's been another one. but I know that one was.
Was it Queen of the Damned that was the unofficial part 2 of Interview with the Vampire? Is that
I don't know if it was unofficial,
or
but it was like I've only seen it once. And it was a long time ago. I was probably in high school when it came out, and I watched it. So I don't really recall.
that's right? Because Lestat's played by a different actor, and that's why it always throws. That's why it always seems different. Stuart Townsend plays Lestat in Queen of the Damned. I need to rewatch that one. No, but Interview with the Vampire it is possibly my favorite vampire movie.
It is really good.
So I guess both movies were based off books written by the same person.
Anne Rice.
So yes, and I consider, because a lot of people are always like, well, I like Bram Stoker's Dracula better than Interview. I like both of them equally. I think they're both kind of got their own place in movie history, in my opinion, because they were both great movies.
Yeah,
I really can't compare the two,
absolutely.
as one follows the more popular vampire, and the other follows two lesser known vampires.
Right.
Because they're all real people, these are all true stories,
Of course they are. Yeah. I mean, you can't write about something that didn't happen. That would be weird.
Yeah, well, nobody's ever wrote fiction.
Right. Yeah. What is? I would just call that lying. I don't even. I don't know why you try to church it up, son. It's just
a,
lying.
a liar's novel.
Yeah. Yeah. A novel of lies. That'd be a good title for a book.
Yeah, there you go. Metacritic, that's a thing. Sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. I tried to segue into. I'm trying to push it forward. My brain just went blank. 19 critics gave it
6.5. That's what I said last time.
No,
6.3.
No, we're out of 100 on the
63.
59.
59.
You were close.
Lame.
258 users gave it in the green 8.5.
Nice. Heck yeah.
I think last week's movie was similar scores, where it was under 60 for critics and like almost a 9 for user.
Yeah. It was I really liked it. It was really interesting. I didn't understand, like, could vampires die from fire? Because we saw Lestat get burned, but he ended up not being dead. But then when Louis, he burned all those vampires, and yeah, he sliced a bunch of them in half, but a lot of them just burned, and you're left assuming they died. Maybe they didn't die, and you don't know.
And it may have been like a lesser vampire and it may have been like, because Lestat, I think, would be considered a greater vampire or a master vampire. He's been around a long time, hundreds of years, and the ones he burned maybe what's called lesser vampire, where their powers aren't as strong.
Right. Maybe.
And what kind of got me about the movie, which I guess I never picked up on this on the multiple times I've watched this movie, it said that each vampire has like different powers. Like some can read minds, others can
exactly
feel
like Twilight.
emotions. Yeah, that movie sucks.
But for our younger readers, I mean viewers, listeners, that's basically what it was.
If you're finding a way to read this, you gotta email us and let us know how that's working. Louis' powers never were talked about.
Right.
Yeah,
we don't know what his powers were. He had the powers of mopiness.
Yeah. He was the most depressed vampire in the history of vampires.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing here?
Couldn't cut a break. I mean, he was kind of a depressed guy before he was a vampire, and then he became a vampire, and he was supposed to be like, "Yay, I'm a vampire now," but no, he just hated it. So, and then he just couldn't die.
He's like, I hate my life. Unless that's like, you don't have a life. And he's like, oh, that's fair. Okay. I'll just eat this rat.
Right.
So, I don't know. The Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, acting together, and them two together was awesome. Their character, their acting was awesome.
And whoever did the makeup did a fantastic job. That was really good.
Oh yeah. I like everything about this movie, even the creepiness of Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, she was creepy.
Like,
she almost had that feel like, I don't know if you ever have you ever read the book Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer
No,
or Vampire Hunter, whatever that was.
that was a movie. They made a movie of that one too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. The book was way better.
I haven't watched or read it. No, I didn't read the movie. No,
I can't remember.
haven't watched
Now
the
I'm
book
getting
either.
all confused because there was another book. But anyway, it had a young girl vampire set way back in the day like that, and I just like, having flashbacks of her just thinking about her murdering
Well,
people.
Well, let's go into the world of video games. I don't know how much you played Skyrim,
Yeah, never.
Elder Scrolls. If you join the Brotherhood, which is the Assassin's Guild, one of the members of the Brotherhood was a young girl who was a vampire assassin,
Oh, nice.
and she was creepy as hell.
Nice.
Like she was always like talking about people she was murdering.
Yeah, so pretty much the same. That was just Kirsten Dunst, but in a video game.
She's like, I've been alive for 600 years. What else? What else am I gonna do?
Yeah, it's crazy. They're just like trapped in that little bitty body.
Positive messages.
I'm gonna say
To no one.
0.
No one's shock, not present, but it lets me click on it. I love it when it says not present, but then still lets me click and it has words.
Right? Yeah.
And then other times it's a not present and it just grayed out and you're like, oh, it's not present. We don't have it. We're not going to talk about that.
We will not elaborate.
While some of the vampire characters feel guilty about killing others, more of them crave and love it.
Yeah, that's true. They're not wrong.
Positive role models and representations. I think they could have mixed this one in one category.
Not present.
Not present.
Nah, called it.
You want to know what their comments on this one is? Real in-depth commentary here.
Okay.
No,
I have no idea.
No positive role models.
They let you click it, and then
Yeah,
it says
no. Yeah,
why not just make it gray?
yeah. Why even make a clickable link?
Yeah.
Ooh, here you go.
All right.
Violence.
Oh, that's got to be a 5.
Not present.
Shut up! I was like, what?
5 out of 5.
Uh-oh.
5 out of 5. We got 2 perfect scores in this review.
Oh, goodness.
Spoilers. Would a perfect score be a 5 out of 5 or a not present? I think it's a 5 out of 5.
Let's give it a 5, yeah. I'll call it a perfect score.
It says frequent violence. Nearly every scene features at least one vampire attack. If not graphically shown, then strongly implied. Guns pulled. Knives used. Louis burns his mansion down after killing one of his slaves. Throat cutting. Decapitations. Poodles killed by... I thought that was going to be puddles, and my brain read it as poodles. And then realized it actually was poodles.
Oh, that's funny.
That blew my mind. Poodles killed by vampire desperate for blood. Same with rats. Sex.
Oh, man. This is probably the other 5?
This is like a 7 out of 5. I added some green dots to the screen. It's a 5.
Okay.
Full frontal female nudity.
Yeah.
Reference to prostitutes and incest. I don't remember that last part, but
I don't remember that either.
okay. As well as strong sexual overtones, scene in which a prostitute is on the verge of engaging in oral sex with one of the lead characters. That was early on. She died.
Yeah.
That was right before.
It was implied. It was all implied.
Yeah.
You saw
that was right before that 5 out of 5 violence happened.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they baffle me in their scores. Language.
I don't remember language.
They gave it a 2 out of 5.
Okay.
For occasional hell and damn.
Wow. See, I don't even remember that, but
yes, they did say those words.
But yeah, but you would think, wasn't it like in like the religious sense, like we are damned to hell?
No, that's
forever.
Yeah, no, that's they weren't really they weren't like the cuss words form.
Yeah.
Of the two, they were more of a we're going to hell or
yeah.
And I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Man,
that's weird.
I'd have gave that a not present.
Yeah, that's just
consumerism. See, consumerism not present. Can't click on it.
Good.
I was expecting it to be clickable and go. There's no consumerism.
You know, it really wouldn't have surprised me if it got a 1 and said based on popular Anne Rice novels, because they pulled that crap before too. You know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles got a 2 or a 3.
Hey.
Spawned toys. Okay.
I'm surprised it didn't get a 1 because late in the movie he was watching a Superman movie. Did
Oh,
you catch that?
yeah. When he was talking about the blues, yeah, yep. So
When he
it
was in
could have,
that theater?
yeah, it could have got one. They had a few movies. They had Tequila Sunrise was on the
Yeah.
marquee.
Yeah, and it showed one of the old Superman movies.
Yeah, who knows?
Just place.
Inconsistent.
Drinking, drugs, and smoking.
I don't recall that either.
3 out of 5.
3? Okay. Oh, I guess Christian Slater smoked quite a bit.
He was smoking every time he was on screen.
Yeah.
One of the main characters drinks alcohol in order to get drunk. That's why you drink it. Consequences are depicted. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. A vampire drugs 2 victims with laudanum.
Oh, yeah.
Cigarette smoking. Yeah, there's that.
What do they say? Like the age? What do they say? It's like appropriate for?
Oh, I just closed
you just
it.
close it. Okay, fantastic. We're gonna
Yeah.
say that they claim it was a 3-star if you were 18 and older. How's that?
I'm pretty sure it got a pretty let's say stiff rating on that one.
But it was a good movie, even
'Cause
for
it-
an oldie. It's still good, even for today. It's still good.
94, which means for a 90s movie, yeah, it was pretty good.
It holds up. I think it holds up.
I always enjoy watching that movie.
Of course, it helps the fact that the movie primarily takes place in the past, so you're not really dealing with any kind of like modernity. You know, it's all in the past.
What wasn't at the end? Wasn't Slater's character, which I don't think they ever named him.
I don't think they did.
I don't think I think he was like an unnamed reporter, but he was driving a convertible Mustang that Lestat ended up driving off into the distance.
Yeah.
I loved Antonio Banderas in this movie. Kind of an odd role for him, in my opinion. Something you don't. I never remember seeing him as a role like that.
Where he's a Frenchman but a Spaniard at the same time. It's very interesting.
They're all Frenchmen in this movie. It's based in New Orleans.
That's true.
Around the turn.
That's true.
Like him and the girl traveled the world, but most like 90% of the movie goes down in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Now, when he meets Banderas' character, that may have been in France. I don't fully remember. They didn't really.
They were in Paris.
Was it in Paris?
Yeah.
Because it never was like, oh, we're in Paris. Oh, they're in here. They're in there. It didn't really tell you where they were. You kind of had to just know.
Right.
He did say it a couple times, but it's a classic. It's probably one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
Tom Cruise is just perfect in that role of Lestat.
Yeah, he was great.
He
was great. And it was actually, my wife told me a story about Tom Cruise. They said she was telling me that originally when they were going to make the movie for Interview with the Vampire, Anne Rice was she was in some kind of executive producer role, and she wanted John Travolta for that role.
Ooh.
And then, this was before.
Ooh.
So what happened, there were some movies that had started coming out, like Nosferatu, and there were a couple other vampire movies, so they're like, we don't want to put this out because we don't want to flood the market with a bunch of vampire movies. So they put it on the shelf. And by the time they were going to make it, John Travolta was too old. And when they cast Tom Cruise, Anne Rice got furious because she did not like Tom Cruise. She was like, he's terrible. I'm leaving. And so she just left. She's like, I'm not going to help you guys at all. This is a bad idea. So they filmed the movie and they sent it to Anne Rice before they premiered it. And she was like, this is amazing. Tom Cruise was awesome. And so she had to go to Tom Cruise and apologize because of how she was. But yeah, she was very adamant. She's like, this is the worst idea ever. How can you cast this Tom Cruise for this role?
Well, because it kind of was out of his wheelhouse a little bit. Really not something a role that he'd ever really even got close to.
Yeah.
Really, it was kind of an odd movie for him.
Yeah. But he did great. He was great.
Oh, class. I mean, yeah, it's probably one of his best performances. What do you want to watch next, sir?
I don't know. I thought you have something for us.
I did.
Okay, I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure you had something.
I was just mess. I'm in the mood to mess with people today. I didn't know if you'd come up with one magically.
It's a game where I touch you and you have to run away.
And you're a goose? Are you? Oh man.
Search the
Oh
YouTubes for that. That's great. First
yeah,
man to play Duck Duck Goose. Search that up.
classic video.
Yeah.
Let's watch Wyatt Earp.
Wyatt Earp. I have not seen this movie.
Made same movie as Interview with the Vampire. It's a '94. It's got Kevin Costner, Dennis Quaid, Gene Hackman.
Okay.
It's a
All right.
western.
Sounds great.
It's on Tubi. It's on Tubi.
Okay. Okay.
Classic movie. I can't believe you've never seen Wyatt Earp.
Yeah. Obviously, I didn't really dabble in the westerns too much, I guess. Didn't watch Young Guns. Didn't watch Wyatt Earp. I just watched Maverick for the first time a couple years ago. So
Which one?
Maverick.
Another good one. Tombstone would also be.
That's what I meant. Tombstone. What's Maverick? Is that a movie? I meant Tombstone when I said Maverick. Is Maverick a movie? I'm gonna have to Google this right now.
I'm already on it.
I'm on.
Yeah,
it
came out in '94.
Of course it did. Okay, Maverick. I have not seen Maverick.
It's a comedy. It's a western comedy.
Okay, yeah, no, with Jodie Foster and Mel Gibson. How interesting.
Oh, James Garner, Mel Gibson, Jodie Foster. Yeah, that's another one
too. But yeah, I've never seen that. I did see Tombstone for the first time a couple years ago. See, I'm not a western guy. I'm not.
Tombstone.
I enjoy him.
Tombstone's probably my favorite western, which it's everybody's favorite western.
Right.
I mean, it's hard not to like Tombstone.
Yeah.
We watched it in history back in U.S. history in high school.
Nice.
As juniors.
Lucky.
Our teacher put that on. Should not have been shown to high school students, I believe. I think you'd get in trouble for it nowadays. I don't know. It's a great movie. I think you'll like Wyatt Earp. It's a classic because it's based on a true story.
A real true story, not like our vampire true stories.
Yeah, not a liar novel. It was a truth novel.
All right.
So
Wyatt Earp.
Classic Kevin Costner movie. I need to start watching more Kevin Costner movies. The guy's a freaking legend.
Heck yeah.
And so watch that with us. If you liked Interview with the Vampire, send us a message. Tweet us. So, like I said, Wyatt Earp. Let's see how this movie goes because I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, I am too. I don't watch the westerns, but I like the westerns, so we need to throw it
now.
And I'm probably just for fun, I'll try to watch Young Guns and Maverick too, just because I want to.
Yeah. Reading the synopsis on here, this is actually, I think, just a different telling of the same movie as Tombstone.
Oh, really?
If I'm not mistaken, Tombstone's about Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday.
Right, yeah.
And it's just different actors. And this is, I think, more of a... I'm going to get myself in trouble by saying this, but I think it's more of a historical telling and not just like a Hollywood.
Right.
Like, Tombstone was great, but...
Right. It
is what it is, so...
Deal. Wyatt Earp, watch it. Let us know what you think. Tweet us what you think.
Because I don't think we haven't done any westerns on here, have we? We haven't dabbled in the western genre.
I don't think so.
So this is...
It's new. How exciting. We're venturing out. This might be our last genre, right? I mean, haven't we seen...
We've done just almost dang near all of them.
I think we've done everything else. Comedy? Yeah. Romance? Probably.
Which one? I don't even remember what movies we've even done, to be honest with you.
Logan's Run was kind of a romance. I'll call it sci-fi romance. Come on, man.
I think you're reaching on that one, but I'll let you have it.
I don't know. Romance is a tough one. It's hard to find a good romance movie.
There are not many out there.
No.
We've done animated.
Yep.
We've done. Let's see here. We did a horror film. We just got done talking about a horror film.
Yeah.
Because technically, I don't know why, but Interview with the Vampire is classified as horror movie.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of horror movies, and that's one of my favorite movies of all time. So,
have we done a fantasy?
Well, technically, wouldn't that also be a fantasy movie?
Yes. A horror drama fantasy.
Yeah, because technically, if we want to call it sci-fi, Logan's Run was also a sci-fi.
Right.
It was like a dystopian sci-fi movie. Let's just say we've done
most of them. Yeah, most of them. We're just checking them off as we go. Who knows?
We might just have to find us a good rom-com here down the road.
There you go.
as the kids call it these days.
Yeah, we can figure it out. We'll talk about that next year, next season,
Next year.
next year.
We'll see you guys next year. Nah, we're joking. We'll be back next week. So, what else you got?
Man, I don't know. We have anything else?
Music. What do you got about music?
Oh, music. Yes, music. Okay, so I know you've been listening to something you want to add on here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I've got actually a couple. I've got a couple. One you'll probably know because it's old, and I think it's fantastic. And I have a feeling you would think it's fantastic. The song is called "Flood." Do you know the name of the artist? From '95.
No.
Jars of Clay.
Ooh. Okay. I'm like, I can name like a couple songs. Jars of Clay.
Jars of Clay. Flood.
Really?
That album that it was on. Let me see if I can find the name
That's
of the album.
Oh,
Was that the only album?
I don't. They had more than one album, but I can't name a second song from them.
That first album. That first album, whatever it was fantastic. The big song was Flood. I couldn't name any of the other songs, but I remember the album, and it's a really good album. It really was.
Yeah, I couldn't name a second song from them because for the longest time, I didn't even know they were a Christian band.
Yeah.
I'd heard because always heard that song on secular radio, and then I was at a youth event in high school, and that they start playing Flood. I'm like, oh crap, that makes sense. It's about Noah's Ark. I'm an idiot,
right? Yeah, but yeah, I was listening to that. And what actually got me on that song was there's a new song out by a band called Creeper, and it's called Midnight, and it's really good. It's a really good song. It's pretty different. You can't like say, oh, it sounds like so and so, or it sounds like so and so. It just has its own sound, but something about it like triggered Flood. I was like, ooh, I got to listen to Flood. So I threw that on.
I'm gonna have to add that to my. So I'm having trouble okay, it is that album. All right, this is a group. So the song. I can't talk tonight. The group I'm gonna suggest is a group called Nightwish.
Nightwish, interesting. Never heard of them.
I've heard bits and pieces of them, and I've always kind of their lead vocalist I've heard more from because she's back and forth with other things. She's like a opera singer.
Okay.
Her name's dang it, what's her name?
Are
I think we're actually gonna.
Or are they old?
No, they've been around for a while. Before I put my foot in my mouth and I say the wrong thing.
Do you remember like what song? Like, oh, that's a great song.
Well, the song I'm gonna suggest is I was gonna say the wrong thing. I'm glad I looked it up. The song that I'm gonna suggest for them is a song called "Ghost Love Score." Probably one of their. It's one that every time I see anything about them or her, that's the song that's like, oh my gosh, you need to listen to "Ghost Love Score" by Floor Jansen and Nightwish.
Okay.
Her name's Floor Jansen. Oh, now that I'm reading here, I think she left the band after a while. She hasn't. They're known as symphonic metal and power metal.
Symphonic metal.
They're from Finland.
Okay, all right.
And she's got like an opera singer. I think she's kind of an opera singer. She's. It's weird because when you hear Ghost Love Score, you wouldn't think that when you hear her sing, you're like, this is a metal band because she's singing real strong like opera style.
Right.
And they're just like smashing it in the background.
Right. They're just shredding.
Yeah. And that's actually that's what I had listening in the old ears when you popped on.
And you might murder me for making this comparison, but when you say that, I think kind of like an Evanescence sound. Where you have, Amy Lee's like, not really, she's not that stereotypical rocker. She's more melodic, but then her band in the background's like,
Step that up by 5, and you got
Gotcha.
Nightwish.
Okay.
And Nightwish has had several different lead singers. I want to say all female lead singers.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it is. I like a good, heavy, driving metal band.
Oh, yeah.
With a strong female vocalist.
Yeah.
It meshes well. I don't remember that there's one female lead singer that's done some collabs with there's a band called We As Human.
Oh, I've heard of We As Human.
Yeah, I listened to them. Their album, their self-titled album. They have a song called "Take the Bullets Away" that's featuring a female lead singer, and she screams. She does that throaty screaming vocals,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, whoa, where the hell did that come from? I actually saw We As Human live once. That's where I discovered. That's where I found out who they were. Went to Winter Jam one year, and they were part of the pre-party. Bought their album that night. So I want to say the pre-jam party consisted of We As Human, For King and Country were the two unknown at the time pre-jam, and Skillet was the headliner that year. And we're like, who are these guys?
Right.
For King and Country became one of the more successful Christian bands, and I don't think We As Human really ever. I think they only have one album.
Oh.
So yeah, listen to Nightwish. I'm not sure if they actually dropped an album last year, so it looks like they actually have some new music, and I need to look that up because if they dropped an album last year, I'm gonna have to
check it out.
Oh yeah, they've got a lot of albums though. Look them up. They're if you like metal, if you're like me and just like some really good metal, that's all I got for you.
We have homework.
I actually had a different band in mind, but I think this band works better.
I like it. Yeah, we're gonna go with it.
So
homework. Listen to those bands. If you want, we have about 6 hours of music from all the bands we've talked about since we've started this podcast. You can click the link in our description. You can listen to that Spotify playlist. If you got Spotify Premium, you can just listen to those songs whenever you want. You just click on them and listen to them. If you just had the free version, you just got to click on the playlist and then just randomize it, and you'll get something. It'll be good.
If you have Amazon Prime, get Prime Music app on your phone. I know it's on Android. Don't care about Apple. A lot of the stuff I suggest, because I use Prime Music on my phone, so everything I suggest is on Prime Music. They do take things and add things quite often. So there's something I'll be listening to, and then like next day it's like you got to go unlimited. You can't listen to this, and it's like, oh well, that's fair.
Right.
But yeah, if you pay for Amazon Prime but don't pay for Spotify, you can't find our playlist on Prime, but a lot of the bands we're talking about you can find there. So there you go.
Good deal. And we are watching Wyatt Earp 94 Western with Gene Hackman. So look it up on Tubi. Watch it with us. Join us next week for our live episode. We can talk about it together in the chat, what we all thought about Wyatt Earp. Have a good old time. If you want, and you probably could even join, if you click on the link in our description to join our Discord server. We might just throw you in the episode. Like, if there's just like a few of you out there, they're like, hey, I want to join in, we might just let you jump in live just for fun.
Is it sad that we use Discord every week to record this, and I forget we have a Discord server?
Right.
I haven't posted in that thing. I haven't checked
I haven't
chat
either.
in there in months.
I haven't either. Who knows? There's probably good stuff. We've probably lost an opportunity to win $1 million. I don't know.
Probably not. Follow us on Twitter at the Pantless Pod 1. You may have just said that. I may have been reading something and completely forgot. But follow us. I will most likely forget, but I'm going to try to tweet about 10 minutes before our live show Friday that we're about to go live. So if you want a good reminder, follow us, turn on notifications on Twitter.
Yeah. It'll be Friday around 8 or 9. Between 8 and 10. Just keep your options open. Say, hey Mom, I can't do anything between 8 and 10 tonight because the Pantless Podcast is going to jump in sometime.
Heck yeah. It'll probably be close to 9. We generally average 9 o'clock.
Yeah. And that's Central Standard Time.
Yes, because that's the only time that exists.
Yeah.
Center of the United States. We're more important than everybody else.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah.
Until then,
see ya.
See you guys later.